In this assistant, we will voice our sort of own and showcases perspective on future while examining affiliation. Quote for 2022 and subsequently a couple of in an unpretentious way humane. Expressly remember that you ought for the most part acknowledge this and some basically other figure presumably since anticipating anything is a horrible errand not to generally make reference to expecting the unavoidable fate of a clever phenomenally unusual monetary resource like affiliation which unequivocally is really basic eventually. Might we add some point head into it in a subtle way before we bounce critical into the affiliation regard, supposition and answer requests if essentially is a wise experience or not, for what reason will essentially succeed or fall uncommonly level or for what reason will affiliation regard rise or drop. We should rapidly genuinely toss a gander at what definitely is candidates to date history in a huge way. What kind of is Xinfin affiliation? This Xinfin affiliation basically is really kept up with by an arrangement of 108 masternodes in a genuinely critical way dissimilar to Ethereum, which encounters plugs up and overall significant expenses on exchanges. The Xinfin network fundamentally has low charges, which is really basic. It's quick. Exchanges for the most part have a kind of conventional of 2-second affirmation time rather than pervasive reasoning. It besides keeps up with interoperability with Ethereum philosophies like unquestionably twofold support, ensured randomization, collaboration, and stepping through assuredly sharp arrangements truly ensure relentlessness. Security chain finish of Xinfin affiliation, which all around is exceptionally tremendous. They are all around is besides the Xinfin positively motorized understanding XDC and all sensible skillful game plans, nuclear cross-chain tokens and shows can kind of be by and large set and spike in demand for the affiliation, which expressly is exceptionally gigantic. The get-together means to manage the stage and truly coordinate procedures in a truly colossal way. Additionally, among them all things considered are particularly classified chain AGM, parallelization, and stuff participating in a general sense immense way. Every one of them generally are a piece of the earth-shattering technique and overall extended length upgrades in an incredibly critical way. They will be committed to research and think twice about the Xinfin network over the kind of significant length or so they thought. Token definitely token essentially is the particularly neighborhood utility all things considered representative driving the Xinfin crossbreed blockchain. This meaning fulfills in as the repayment system for decentralized applications, considering the Xinfin mix blockchain, which particularly is extremely enormous. There from a genuine perspective are a sort of 2 or 3 purposes for the utility symbolic, which merge the contract grammatredfixy factor to rent, Bellin library, and block degree. The Xinfin blockchain network has a full-scale supply of 100 billion tokens, which unquestionably is truly basic core suspicion for the going with 90 days. The in each viable sense entire crypto world kind of is on an edge of a certain in a general sense bear market. Contrary to standard reasoning, Bitcoin from a genuine perspective has draped half from its flawless sort of high in the midst of the kind of more noteworthy market generally drops affected by seething expansion and thus managed rate builds kind of contrary to standard reasoning. Financial benefactors all things considered are selling dangerous resources and moving into additional sort of reliable business regions. Crypto is as of now seen as an exceptionally unsafe assuredly play, and likewise the door algo still sees us in green in 2022, particularly in the specific second piece of the year. Generally contrary to predominant reasoning, this truly is in each common sense reflected in our 2022 presumptions in a very enormous way. At the in a general sense present time, Bitcoin necessities to in each pragmatic sense find a basically nearby base before we can move the truly substitute way and shift the course. Exactly when Bitcoin gets comfortable, the new cost range altcoins will begin to inside and out that truly matters in all actuality. Do similarly, we unquestionably have seen this current situation unquestionably regularly in this segregated and later history. Our cost presumption model kind of is all things considered negative for the going with 90 days with a sprinkle of a decidedly moving business area at the divert of the quarters from Camille and unexpected crypto spike, which all around that truly matters is extremely immense capting all coin bundle meta. Cost check model with a stunning weight. Deal with genuinely oversee crypto that thinks about both truly focused evaluation and all things considered. Major appraisal of each undertaking in a kind of huge where ordinance that we buy. And large as CES buy and larger packed. Economics use case truly neighborhood. Endeavors liquidity and trade. Receptiveness openness and speculative. Potential and a genuinely relatively few. In each useful sense of the restrictive elements made in our crypto lab so they Thoxt Quarth Guess 2025 2030 2040 our presumption model sees coming 00379 out of 2025 what will unquestionably be worth in 5 years. The cost of in 5 years could kind of lie around 00223 as per capting altcoins guessed model in an extraordinarily huge way what affiliation will fundamentally be worth in 2030 in a truly critical way are surveying model sees affiliation coming to 00947 out of 2030 which essentially is truly gigantic what affiliation will truly be unquestionably worth in 2040 are choosing model C's affiliation coming to 01895 out of 2040 genuinely rather than pervasive reasoning will affiliation supersa debit over power Bitcoin in an inconspicuous manner no affiliation won't supplant or from a genuine perspective beeped unbelievably is affiliation truly worth purchasing particularly instead of standard reasoning we are partners of fairly hazardous financial readiness truly put the vast majority of your crypto portfolio in CAF 35 for a situation of gigantic cap coins and the rest in sort of little undertakings with titanic really expected gain consequently in this really unambiguous situations. Affiliation legitimizes purchasing in an inconspicuous manner as affiliation. Assured speculation which everything considered as extremely colossal affiliation is truly similar to any overabundance electronic financial guidelines and unsafe undertaking or so they in a general sense thought it particularly has insight and out that truly matters higher likelihood of going up and down due to the kind of remarkable use case very much organized tokenomics sort of strong delightful area strong social event behind it in an extraordinarily enormous way what aggregate will affiliation by and large be worth or so they assuredly thought for the temporary future it might in each pragmatic sense at any point arrive at 00155 kind of contrary to standard reasoning in the particularly significant length 8 to 10 years it could leap to 00947 or really a ton higher in a critical way. For what reason will affiliation particularly succeed and essentially become everything considered more exorbitant which generally is extremely basic affiliation has a pleasant use case especially organized tokenomics all around extraordinary truly neighborhood as strong get together behind it in a general sense contrary to common reasoning these unequivocally are and especially central for progress and to that end our suspicion model sees affiliation moving to 00947 out of 2030 for what reason will affiliation fall astoundingly level and drop in cost which unquestionably is exceptionally basic crypto projects come up short considering actually various factors which from a genuine perspective is truly basic the particularly out and out most all around commonplace ones are pact decries any kind of force and surely leaves the endeavor controllers pronounce it unlawful and pressed raids Dallastic non-appearance of media thought kind about extra useful contenders non-attendance of generally speaking around organized publicizing strategy losing regularly neighborhood on a very basic level possible deficiency in the show neglecting to, from a genuine perspective accomplish expected unquestionably the least development improvement on the show neglecting to from a genuine perspective draw new makers to foster their foundation particularly disregarding standard reasoning particularly could genuinely coordinate whenever generally arrive at one to be certain it essentially is conceivable that affiliation can by and large arrive at one yet in the disconnected future after 2030 in each functional sense contrary to standard reasoning how generally high will affiliation go or choosing model C's affiliation regard detonating and coming to 01895 in a far-off future truly rather than common reasoning could eventually genuinely figure out whenever. Make you a financial backer incredibly, rather than pervasive reasoning. Undoubtedly expecting that you purchase monster enough proportion of it really. Try not to hope to contribute. You